Man, you know what? I've got some great friends that no matter what I ask them, they always support and say, how can I help? What can I do? How can I get involved? That would be the definition of Amanda Butler, the head coach at Clemson. Coach Butler. Yes.
All right. Happy to be here. Good morning.
Good morning and thank you. Thank you so much. This is our 5th year. You have supported us and been a part of our event every year. You're a part of the team. You should celebrate, and our total continues to rise. We're at point something million, which is amazing. After the first 4 years, because I don't know where we'll be when we run this during the live stream, because obviously we're taping this, but the first 4 years we're at 635,000, and by the time we run this interview, we could be popping champagne on a really big number.
Do it. Yeah, sounds great. Love that.
If we are popping champagne on a big number, you're going to pop some champagne for me from Clemson, are you?
No question about that. We like to think of ourselves in a lot of different ways, but one of those is be elite at celebrating great moments, big moments, whether that's a big and one or a big three, or whether that's hitting a big number in trying to continue to move the number in a really positive way, and in what you're doing and all the lives you're impacting. So we're ready. Just we'll have our thumbs on the cork, and as soon as we hit that big number, no question.
Yeah, I'll be sure to let you know. You'll be one of the first people I want to share with, because you have been such an important part of the Antonelli journey. All of us, our family, not just Frankie, who served as a manager for you while he was a student at Clemson. Now he's a big graduate of Clemson life. Amanda, you've always had a servant's heart. Where do you think that came from?
Oh gosh, well, I really appreciate the compliment. First and foremost, I think that I try to live a life of faith, and I try to just spiritually align with what would Jesus do, and the most awesome example of servant leadership and leadership in general, and then my folks, my parents, the role models that the good and the bad have shaped what you're looking at right now. And, I think they've also always been the type of people, community members, co-workers, family members that were ready to step up and step in whenever there was an opportunity to try to help somebody along the way. So I've just been very blessed to be in position to know people like you who do great things, and they ask me to be a part of it and make it easy for me to join in something so powerful.
Well, I do know your folks, and every time I have a Clemson game, I am always giving a shout out to Barbara and Steve. Barbara and I have laughed and cried together. Steve and I have knocked back a few cold beers in our day. So I enjoy them immensely. I always say, and this is a relationship business, but when you have a relationship with the parents of a coach and you have their cell phone in yours, that means there's something special brewing there. And I think it just means that we all love the game and love being around people, and we all want to do a little bit more. And that's what I see at Clemson. Clemson to me is a place that always just is trying to do something special and something different and a little bit more. How does that whole, climate and culture of Clemson life fit into what you're trying to do with your basketball program, Amanda?
Well, it makes it really easy. It just really makes it easy for the two things to align, and it makes it so much more powerful to attract the right young people or new staff members or however we're trying to grow our family, because the environment here at Clemson, not just the environment we're trying to create in women's basketball, but the environment that starts from the top down. Jim Clements is just a tremendous leader and really sets the tone for the entire university in a way that attracts a certain type of person, a certain type of student, a certain type of family, a certain type of athlete. And it encompasses a lot of the things you've already talked about, just that community connection, make an impact beyond your own footprint, have that, create that ripple effect in all the areas of life that you impact, and then have an opportunity to do those things in a super elite environment filled with all the resources that you need to be successful. And really, it always blows me away. And I think when I first started my journey here at Clemson, and you knew this way before I did, there's all these Princeton Journal Review rankings and, and all these national rankings, and Clemson's in so many of them. But the one that is so impactful is being always in that top 1 or 2 of happiest students. You feel that when you're here. Yeah. And I think program, not beyond the leadership and beyond the athletic success, the programming that you see, the intentionality of things like Clemson Life, and how that, doesn't just impact the students that are in that program, like Frankie and Ross and, all of our guys that we get to enjoy as part of our program, but the way that whole program impacts the entire university. And we're just so proud to be able to be part of what that feels like. And it's just one instance of the intentional energy and money that is put towards creating an environment at Clemson that I think is second to none.
I'm with you. I mean, I had been going to Clemson for 30 years as a player and then covering teams at Clemson in my job. And I thought I knew Clemson, but I would always, come in off Perimeter Road, go to Little John, go to the hotel, go back to Little John, back on Perimeter Road, and I'd be out. And I never knew the real fabric of the university until I saw it through Frankie's lens. And it's just absolutely amazing. I'm 100% sold. If I was going to do college all over again, man, it'd be hard to turn Clemson down, to be honest, because it's meant so much. Yeah. It's meant so much to us. So, the pure essence of sport and teaching is trying to help somebody become better, right? Mm-hmm. Challenge them to do something that maybe they have not been able to do on their own, or to give them the tools they need. And you're a great example of doing all of those things. And when it comes to Special Olympics, Amanda, that is exactly where we are with trying to raise money and trying to make a difference in the lives of families like mine that, have a Frankie that wants to compete and train and work and socialize and be a part of the team. What would you say to all of that?
Well, first of all, thank you. Just for an opportunity to speak on it, and then also just the compliments at the beginning. The first thing that I would say is it's just necessary. It's just necessary. We're all in our own ways, hopefully, trying to make the world a better place. And there's this really special population of people that need access to athletic opportunities and competition to continue to further their journeys. And so that they're going to impact the way in their own world, whatever that means. And, sport and being an elite teammate and learning how to compete and learning sportsmanship and handling failure and all the lessons that we learn from sport, they shouldn't just be available to a certain population and then other populations are excluded from that. And so I think, Special Olympics just is just a beautiful and enjoyable thing. It's so special to be able to partner in any way, whether that's donating your time or your money or being willing to enroll your children in a program. And I'll give you one other, we talk a lot about Frankie and the kids here at Clemson Life that have served as our managers and will continue to do so. We've got Austin Greenman here on campus.
What?
Yesterday. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Time out. He's here for a visit. He's visiting Aunt Shelley.
Okay.
We're recruiting him hard for Clemson Life, and he is a Special Olympics all-star. He plays basketball for the SA Fire, which is San Antonio Fire. He lives in Texas, plays for Team Smoke. The guy's been down here on our practice court getting up shots every day. There's just so many inspiring examples, and I've been blessed to be just in the environment with an Austin or like like a Frankie, and to see how much their health and their wellness and their opportunities to compete, the level of pride that it inspires in them. And that's just a few. There are so many more that, it's really humbling to have any role in that journey, whether it's an encouraging word or it's a donation, or whether it's, coming on the podcast of a hero and leader like you, that, hopefully to have any measure of influence over anybody that's listening or watching, or, just to encourage folks to get involved. What a great opportunity in life to be able to be in a space where you get to encourage people, or you get to inspire people, or you get to provide an opportunity for other people. And it's specifically, you know, mom to mom, we know this, specifically other people's children. Like, we understand that on a really different level. When you're a parent, we all want the best for our own children, and I get to care for other people's children through basketball. What an honor and what a privilege. And to hopefully love them well. And Special Olympics just provides that on a completely different stage. But it's still just a tremendous opportunity that just produces good. So why do we not all be down for that? And then if you've ever had the time to volunteer, or, you know, to be part of an actual event, you walk away as a fan. You walk away as a fan of Special Olympics, regardless of whether there's a family member or a friend. It's infectious. And so, yeah, that's what I think about that.
Would you like to take my role in the driveway and handle?
No chance.
You don't have to shoot the free throws, but I'll take you as the MC in the driveway, handling all the different aspects of what we're doing. We are old enough to remember Jerry Lewis and the muscular dystrophy telethon. Muscular dystrophy, I couldn't get it out. It is kind of what it is, but that's inspiring, Amanda. I think we're going to run this interview a couple of times, because I'm going to need to hear that. Probably about 3 a.m. is what I'm thinking. You have a wonderful group of young women that you coach, but one in particular that I have a special eye on is Amari Robinson, because she has her sister Kennedy, and Amari is a big fan of the Clemson Life program and is actively involved in doing things. And Amari's going to come back and play another year, which is great news for all of us in college basketball that love seeing players compete at the highest level in our game. Just a couple of things about what makes Amari so special on your team from a leadership standpoint, because of the influence of Kennedy in Special Olympics.
Well, I think whenever, you know, you're fortunate enough as an adult, not just as a basketball player or whatever, but as an adult who has a platform to just have such clarity around what you're passionate about and why that is, like, then that's a movement. That's a whole movement in and of itself. And that is Amari. She, even as a 17-year-old girl, when we were recruiting her, when we first got here to Clemson, had such clarity around, you know, like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm special education, and this is how I want that to look. And this is the type of leader and the type of person and the athlete and sister and, you know, daughter that I am. But just was from such an early age, because of the influence of her younger sister, very clear about her passion. And then to share it and to be so selfless with her time and her levels of engagement and her personality, you know, because Amari is so special in so many ways that, you know, there's the basketball crowd that's pulling you this way. And then she's a great, you know, daughter and sister. And so then you got your family that requires some of your energy this way. And then you have a cause, whether it's Special Olympics or Clemson Life or her own curriculum and her own college that she's in that's pulling you this way. And Mari just generously gives to all of those areas of her life. But no doubt, Clemson Life is such a huge part of that. So you talked about earlier about servant leadership. Listen, I don't even deserve to be in the same conversation as Amari Robinson in that she's a freaking rock star who also happens to be a baller. And we're blessed to be able to benefit from all aspects of what we call her who factor. But she's an inspiration. She puts her time and her money where her mouth is. And I cannot tell you, like, when she walks into a Clemson Life event, it's like Beyonce showed up. It's like, yeah, you know, it's just, you can't even understand the, you know, the influence. And it's because she gives so much. It's not because she can go out and be a, you know, one of the best players in the ACC. She just gives and she invests and she shows up, you know, for the students of Clemson Life in a way that makes them feel special. And they love her. And I do too. I'm just, you know, so blessed to be a small part of her journey, and, you know, and really excited to be able to coach her for another year and then just watch how she continues to expand her impact in different directions.
Well, I love her too, and I love her family because
Yeah.
we've walked in those shoes and we know. And when you see the inspiration of Kennedy all over Amari, and you know what an incredible young woman she is, we'll have her back on the live stream because she's such a powerful part of what we're doing. She has such, as you say, great clarity about the message and how to share it and inspire others. And Amanda, you continue to be a rock star. You've got great energy, and I love being around you, and I love covering your team. Not just because it gets me to Clemson, and I want to go to Clemson as many times as I can, but it also gives me a chance to be around you and your staff, and what a great light you shine on all the Clemson University and the Clemson Life program. So thank you so much for your incredibly longevity of support, incredible longevity. I'm just so thankful. I'm grateful.
Well, I appreciate that, Debbie, and we appreciate all that you do and all the spaces that you fill up, all the rooms that you walk into and own with your reputation, with your words, with your actions, with your time, with your example of mothering and leading and advocacy, because we all of us need advocates. And you are in so many spaces. So it is a tremendous pleasure and honor to be able to ask to speak and share some of my thoughts. But you're the inspiration, sister. Keep doing what you're doing. We're proud of you. You're going to keep moving the needle and making things better for families you won't ever even know. And that's tremendous legacy. So
I think Barbara and Steve would be really proud of their daughter, and I can't wait to pop a few cold ones with Steve.
sounds good. Sounds good.
Thank you, Amanda.
Absolutely. Bye.